friends, welcome to Kamath Astrology. In today's video, we will talk about Edgar Casey's predictions for the year 2024 and 25. He was also known as the sleeping prophet. In this video, we will try to understand his early childhood, his background, how he entered the world of predictions, which of his predictions have gone correct, and we will also look at some of the future predictions which he made in this video. So let's begin. Now, before we proceed, let us understand a few details about Edgar Casey. He was born on 18th March 1877 in the Christian County, Kentucky in United States of America, and he lived for 67 years. That is, he died on 3rd January 1945. His spouse's name was Gertrude Evans, and he had almost 6 children. Edgar's parents used to work in a farm, and he was not an academically brilliant child. But at the age of 10, he developed a deep interest in reading the Bible. And he would go to the woods and read the Bible. And one day, it so happened that he saw a winged woman approaching him. The woman asked him what he wanted most from his life. And Edgar replied that he wanted to help people on earth. He wanted to help people get rid of their diseases. The lady blessed him that this wish of Edgar's would indeed come true, for he had chosen the well-being of humanity over financial growth. Now, since he was not a very great academic performer, one day his father was taking a spelling test for Edgar, and Edgar could not answer the questions properly, nor could he spell the words correctly. So his father got very angry and he knocked him from his chair. Now, Edgar remembered the winged lady's words, and from the next day he tried a new technique. He used to sleep on the books, and when he woke up, he could recite anything from those books. His father thought that Edgar was initially fooling him, but later he realized that Edgar could indeed remember everything and answer almost any question from the book on which Edgar had slept. So this was a unique ability which Edgar developed. And later on, he came to be known as the sleeping prophet because he helped many people get rid of their diseases. He also helped people find their near and dear ones who were lost during the World War II. Now, during a school ball game, he was badly injured in his back. And the doctors initially could not find any proper cure. However, after sleeping, Edgar predicted his own cure in a trance, and it indeed worked for him. This was just the beginning, and he started to help many people through his trance readings. Now, in the 1890s, he along with his family moved to Virginia Beach in the United States of America. In 1897, he got married to a lady called Gertrude Evans. Life was tough, but even then he could make ends meet because he used to try to sell insurance with his father. However, later on, in 1900, he developed severe laryngitis, because of which he lost his voice. And now he could no longer sell insurance. He instead now decided to work as a photographer to make ends meet. and to support his family's daily needs. Now he came to the notice of a hypnotist called Hart. Hart took Edgar into a trance and miraculously his voice came back. But when he came out of the trance, again Edgar could not speak. Hart tried many times. This was happening during the trance, but when he came out, he lost his voice again. Later on, he came in contact with another hypnotist called Lane, and under Lane's guidance, Edgar recovered his voice completely. Lane told him to use his psychic abilities to help the poor and needy without any financial expectation from this activity. Things were going fine for Edgar as a photographer now. However, one day the photo studio caught fire, and this happened not once, it happened twice. Two times the photo studio caught fire and all Edgar's financial savings were destroyed. This was a major setback for him. However, when God closes one door, he opens another. So in 1925, he came to the notice of a stockbroker from New York called Mr. Morgan, and together they established a hospital for advanced medical research where Edgar also gave his psychic readings to help people with problems. Edgar was very ethical and he never took money from any of the people who came to him to get readings, and he helped people free of cost. However, in 1931, the stockbroker Mr. Morgan suffered a major loss and the hospital had to close. However, this did not deter Edgar. He established his own association called as ARE to help people. ARE grew with time, and today ARE has several readings of Edgar Casey. Almost 14,000 readings given by Edgar Casey are stored in this ARE. Now, World War II started in 1939 and Edgar had much before this, almost 4 years before this, predicted that World War II would start. Now, in the World War II, many people lost their near and dear ones. Many people were missing, and through his trance readings, Edgar Casey could help find those missing people. Thus, he helped many people even during the World War II. Now, by 1944, he was completely exhausted by his readings. See, when you do any reading, when you do even an astrological reading, even I cannot read more than 2 charts a day. A single reading exhausts me completely. So, I can imagine what Edgar might have faced when he was doing so many readings every day and helping people. So by 1944, his health had completely deteriorated. He passed away in January 1945. However, his readings are still available with the association which he had formed, that is ARE, and today they are available in a big library. So almost 14,000 such readings are available with them. Now let us look at some of the predictions which he made in the past and which proved to be absolutely right. So in 1921, there was the Great Depression. Edgar Casey had predicted this much beforehand, and indeed in 1929, there was a Great Depression where many people lost their jobs and faced severe financial problems. He had also predicted the collapse of the Soviet Union long back, and in 1991, indeed the Soviet Union disintegrated. He also predicted the assassination of 2 US presidents, John F. Kennedy as well as Roosevelt. And this happened in 1945 and 1963. He had predicted World War II in his trance readings in 1935 itself, and the war started in 1939. He had said that a great war involving Australia, Germany, Japan would take place, which he called as the World War II. And indeed, these countries were in World War II. He had also predicted that America would enter the war in the year 1941. That also happened. He predicted the rise and downfall of Hitler and how Hitler would be killed by a foreign army, or rather Hitler would commit suicide. So even his predictions on Hitler were correct. And the best part was he was able to predict his own death 4 days before it actually happened. So he died of a stroke in Jan 1945, and he had predicted this beforehand. Now, let us see some of his predictions for the year 2024-25. So first thing he predicted was a magnetic pole shift, large scale environmental and climate changes, geopolitical shifts, and disruptions in electrical grids due to solar storms. This has already happened. Other predictions which he has done are industries from aviation and telecom will be badly affected. Alterations in the Gulf Stream that will cause major climate changes across the world. Melting of the polar ice caps leading to rising ocean levels. So this is already happening. Coastal cities are already facing severe flooding. He said that December 2024 will mark a new era towards enlightenment. People become more spiritually aware, and there is a collective rise in consciousness. This is also happening. He has predicted the rise of China. China will engage in major naval battles, and it will also become a major superpower. Today, indeed, China is countering USA. Then he spoke about the discovery of an ancient hall of records which holds vital knowledge of past and key to future. That is already happening. So he spoke about a place called Atlantis near Egypt, where such a record or a hall of records would be discovered. Now this is yet to happen. Then he said people will engage in meditation, prayer, and start believing in alternate healing techniques. So friends, Edgar Casey's readings do give us an insight into what the future holds for us. While we will become spiritually aware, this can happen only once great wars and large-scale destruction follows. And definitely the years ahead point to these events. So friends, that's all from my end. For any queries, write to us at astrosevaworld@yahoo.com and we'll be glad to assist you. You can also visit our website astroseva.tripod.com to know more about us. So friends, thanks a lot. Bye. Take care and stay safe. I'll see you soon with another video.